Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good day everyone. So for today, I'm going to explain to you about the answering technique for the problematical questions or case study. Right, so there are certain essentials which you must fulfill in order to answer perfectly for a case study. First, you must have the issues. Second, law and authorities. Third, application, and fourth, conclusion. So you must have all these four essentials in order to answer the problematical question. All right. The first essential or the first element in order to answer the question is that by giving the issues. This is very important where you have to give the accurate issues in order to get a correct answer. Okay, what do you have to do is that first, when you get the question, you have to find out what are the problems arise in the question. And then you have to find out what are the relevant main law that related to the problems in the question. This main law can be found by finding the clues or any words, any phrase which lead you to the main law in the question. By using the main law and the highlighted problem in the question, you have to start your sentence with whether. Here it means that under these issues, you have to find out what are the problems and then what are the laws that relevant in order to solve the problem. So for this issue, you have to raise the question, what are the problems and what are the law to solve the problems. So that's why you have to start your sentence for the issues with the word whether. Okay, the next component in order to answer this case study is that the law and the authorities, meaning you have to give all the relevant principles of law or the authorities, such as the sections and the cases, the exceptions, the conditions which is relevant to the problem in the question. Okay, when you want to give the law and authorities, you only have to explain all the principle of laws relating to the issues which you have given above. Right. So of course, for the introduction to the main law which is related, you have to give the definition, if there is a definition for that principle of law. Or maybe you have to give the general or the principles relating to that law. And then you have to give the explanation in detail, everything related to that main law concern. You have to explain all the legal points, all the conditions, all the exceptions that relevant or available with all the relevant sections and cases. So this is the second element or the second component which must be given for a case study. Next is application. Applications here means you apply the law in order to solve the problem in the question. The technique is that you answer the issues which you have raised out. And then you have to give your solutions or your decisions with legal reasons. Meaning you have to decide whether there is a binding contract or not, whether the parties are liable or not. And then you have to give the legal reasons why you decide as such. That is, your solutions must be based on the law or sections or cases which you have cited, which you have mentioned in your law and authorities above. Right? So this is application. The main purpose is that you have to solve the problem in the question by applying the law which is available, which have been mentioned in your law and authorities. So at this point of time, you become like a judge, meaning you have to decide, you have to give your decision for the problem in the question based on the law which have been mentioned before you. So this is application. And finally, the last component is that the conclusion. For this conclusion, you only have to give the summary. You have to summarize the law that relevant in the question. Your conclusion must be concise and concrete. Only 3 to 4 sentences would be sufficient. Meaning, in one paragraph, you make a summary about the law that have been mentioned that have been applied in the problem, in the case study. Okay, in conclusion, in order to answer a case study or a problematic questions, there are four essentials which you must have. First, the issues. Second, the law and authorities, application, and finally, conclusion. So hopefully, with this video, you may understand what are the essentials, what are the things which you must do in order to answer well for a case study.